This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good morning, Jules White. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful morning?
I'm very, very well. And in the UK, we have the most beautiful morning because it's really cold and all the plants in my garden are all tinged with frost. It's very pretty here.
Oh, that's great to hear. Great to hear. How are you doing? It's a great pleasure to connect with you.
Yeah, it's great. I'm great. I'm busy and enjoying life. Yeah. How about you?
I am a bit... scheduled, not too busy, but definitely doing a few things as well.
Yeah.
Thanks for asking.
That's okay.
Well, let me know which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this specific time in history.
Well, I guess we connected on LinkedIn. So my talent is I am an expert and fantastic person in sales.
Ooh, who did you learn that from? Tell me more, please.
So I had 30 plus years now selling in various jobs that I've done. And I also ran a business that in the UK I took into the Dragon's Den here. Well, I don't know if you've heard of that though.
No, tell me about the Dragon's Den, please.
Well, I know in the US they have Shark Tank.
Okay,
so
yes.
It's very similar to that. You go in and you pitch your business to these very wealthy millionaires for them to invest in your business. And that's what I did in 2005 here in the UK.
How did it go?
It went well. I got investment from Engel Jones, who's quite famous here. But I didn't really do the deal. So I had a bit of a journey with that business. It was very successful. But ultimately, in the end, I lost it all. I probably haven't got long enough to tell you all about that. But because of that, I went on to work in sales again, learn even more about sales. And today I'm able to help entrepreneurs and businesses to sell better.
Tenacity. Let's talk about that. Who did you learn that from?
My father and probably my mum as well. But my mum was the quieter character, but my dad was the loud person in the room. But he was an entrepreneur himself, and he never stopped working hard, nor did mum. So, yeah, I was brought up around it, really. Get on, get back up. No such word as can't.
Of the two of them, which would not have chosen to take the deal?
My mum. My mum was more cautious. So, yeah, she would have been more sensible. She would have thought things through. My dad was the risk taker.
Yeah, he's like all in, right? He's the one, yes, how could you not do this? Yes. That's great. Yeah. That's great. Why would you continue to operate in tenacity, Jules?
Yes, I will. Don't worry. It's inbred now and it's inbuilt. So, yeah.
Where's the best place for someone to connect with you who wants to learn how to improve their sales in their business or even build sales strategies?
Yeah, definitely. LinkedIn's fabulous, and I'm obviously Jules White. But my whole methodology is called Live It, Love It, Sell It. So if you look that up anywhere, you'll find me and you can connect on all of the different platforms. And my website too is that with co.uk on the end.
Love it. Tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
Oh, wow. That's a great question. I think I've been positive, really. It's all about getting up, and every day it's a new day, and being positive and making the most of it and living in the now.
How does that make you feel?
Really good, because I spent many years worrying about what I'd done in the past and worrying about what was going to happen in the future. And that's just a big lot of worry. So it's a greater way to live.
Now, you are a podcaster. I got to see that, right?
Yes,
Tell us about your podcast, please.
So my podcast is called The Human Conversation because that's also, I believe that sales is about that. It's about connecting and being you and having a human conversation. So I just have my guests are very much entrepreneurs, all walks of life. And we just talk about whatever we want to talk about on the show. So sometimes it's life stuff and other times it might be practical business stuff. So I just did my last episode, we talked about Google, for instance. So really interesting to do that. I love it. It's lots of fun.
Yeah, I listened to you interviewing someone from Singapore, and I love the style you used, where you were using the skills of conversation, which is we're talking about other things, and it's not scripted. It's like, but there is a script. Yeah, it's a lot like sales, isn't it?
It is like sales. I mean, the script, I guess, is in my head. I don't necessarily plan that script. I just understand what it's like to ask great questions and be curious about people. And I think we all have that skill. It's a life skill. And I think it's the same in sales. So for me, life skills are sales skills.
Yeah, for me, it's like here's what I'm going to go through this 12-minute conversation, and there are questions that I'd really like to know the answer to, but I'm not going to be strapped to it, because if something pokes out, then I'm definitely going to ask that. Like your great voice, like your voice sounds like a 16-year-old.
That's great, because I'm definitely not 16.
Yeah, which is great, which speaks of your positivity, I believe. I think that immortalizes your voice.
Oh, thank you. That's amazing. That's a lovely compliment.
You're welcome. Why will you suggest someone do what you've done? By being that person you are and exercising the skills you have and not stopping. It seems as though, again, tenaciousness comes up, but not stopping. Why would you suggest other people do that?
I think if it's something you really love doing, and I think this is the important bit, in all honesty, you've got to love what you do. And if you love what you do, you just naturally keep doing it and you keep thinking of the next thing to do. So I think that's why I do it and why other people should do it. Pick what you love, because it brings so much joy and reward.
I totally agree. One last question. With business and with sales, how much do you think each person should be doing in terms of the balance of ensuring that there is sales going on in their business? Is it like 50-50, or for I love doing this and 50%, hey, you have to get the sales done, or more 80-20, I love doing this and I can do 20% in sales? What would you suggest?
It's a great question. My honest belief is that when it's something you really love, and if you're out there, you're visible, your message is consistent, you're regularly speaking on all your platforms, your sales will come. So it's it's really driven for me from the love and passion for what you do and being visible. Then the sales will come. So I don't get people to think about sales as that separate entity. I believe it's just all linked together. Just go out and show who you are, what you do, why you love what you do, and how you can help everybody who you're going to help. That's the key thing.
Love it. Amazing audience. Again, you're hearing it from Jules White. You can check her out on her podcast. It's really, really cool. It's video as well, right? The Human Conversation. Jules, let's switch gears for a moment. Let me now invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm blue Caribbean water.
Oh.
Jules, what is your earliest childhood memory?
Oh, really good one. Yeah, I was about 3 years old. It was my birthday, so I think I was 3. Came downstairs in the house to the front sitting room, and in the middle of the room was a little red chair, and you used to pull the string at the back of the chair and it played you a tune. And I just remember that as being one of my best presents ever.
Wow. Why do you think that memory is so clear?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I mean, maybe just a very happy time of my life, maybe just that first memory, maybe because I just loved that chair. I just sat in that chair all the time because it was my chair. It was tiny because I was young. But it's that one thing I remember. It's like that first thing that I remember.
I've never seen a chair like that. It sounds like a good product to sell, I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, definitely.
How do you see that memory connecting to who you are today?
Well, I think a lot of my my childhood and my upbringing I was surrounded by love. And although my mum and dad are no longer here, sadly, I feel them around me a lot. And I've got a beautiful son now, he's 14. So I feel like there's just a lot of love attached to the memory. And I've been lucky to grow up with love around me.
That's beautiful. I love it. All right, my friend. If we fast forward to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
Oh, my goodness. See, I didn't know about any of these questions. I'm just trying to think. What year was it when I was 12? Let me just try and work this one out. So it must have been 1981, 1982. Yeah, 1981. Okay. So I would think it would be something like Luther Vandross, if it was that early, or maybe Spandau Ballet. They were big in the UK. So it would definitely be one of those songs.
All right. That's super cool. So spanned out early, is that it? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, it's Spandau, so spanned with AU on the end, and then ballet as in the dance ballet. Okay. Yeah, that was the name of their group. And they're very, very well known in the UK.
All right, I'll definitely check that out.
Yeah.
All right, well, we've arrived at our destination. But before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Jules, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes.
Are you married?
No.
Do you have children?
Yes.
Do you believe in God?
No.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
Yes.
What about screen time? The phone and the computer, is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Oh, maybe more.
All right. Jules, if you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, Jules White, what would you say that is?
There is no such word as can't.
Love it. Jules White, this has been a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Well, I just want to thank you. What an amazing experience having an interview for 12 minutes, and I never knew any of the questions. Thank you so much.
You were so smooth, I'll tell you. So smooth, I'll tell you. The one question that got you a bit was the song. And wow. Pretty amazing stuff. I'm impressed. Well done. Jules.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Thanks for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Engel Jones.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
This segment has been brought to you by Amazon Enterprise.